The 5 o'clock Eyewitness News, ahead of its time, today on Channel 7.
Richard Simmons tomorrow morning at 9.
You're gonna need one menu or two?
Two.
Oh, you're waiting for Jody, huh?
Uh-huh.
You know something? It's mind-blowing, all this stuff that's been happening to her. It's awful, such a nice kid. How's she been holding up?
For what she's been through, she's holding up very well. Much better than I am. This whole thing has worried the hell out of me.
Just who? Who did those crazy kids think Jody was? I mean, the stories I read in the newspaper and hear on television don't really explain why she was kidnapped.
We don't really know for sure yet, Sid. Could have been that she resembled somebody else.
Yeah, I heard about that mistaken identity.
We may find out more once this guy Petro is caught.
You mean he's still on the loose?
Yes.
Well, it's awful. Anyway, I do feel bad about that girl getting killed. I mean, she was so young, just a kid.
Yeah, but they were playing grown-up games, Sid.
Hi.
Hi, Jody. How you doing?
Okay, Sid.
You sure?
Sure. Can I have some coffee?
Right.
Okay. You want to tell me something about your mysterious behavior?
What do you mean?
Well, for one thing, where have you been?
Oh, I just had some errands to run, that's all.
Come on, Jody. You said to me that you were going to the studio to sit for your portrait. You didn't do that. Now, where the hell have you been? I want to know what's going on.
Here you go.
Thank you. It's okay. Okay. But you have to promise me two things. First, that you won't tell anybody what I'm about to tell you. And second, that you won't get mad when I do.
That's a lot to promise. Okay, shoot.
I went to see Petro.
You did what? Why'd you...
You promised, okay?
You better explain this, baby.
I got a phone call from Petro asking me to meet him.
To meet him? Where?
Oh, don't ask me that. I can't tell you.
You mean you won't? You're telling me that you went to go see this guy of your own free will, in your own right mind, a guy who's wanted by the police? Incredible.
Now will you listen to me, please? He says there's a way we can help him and his country without going there.
Oh, he's up to this again, huh? Well, just how does he propose that you help him without leaving the country?
There's going to be a festival, a medieval pageant celebrating the 300th anniversary of the founding of Eden. It's being held in Graham County. That's not far from Monticello.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Scope, the mouthwash that fights bad breath, leaves your breath minty fresh. And by High Point decaffeinated coffee, with flavor as full of life as you are.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you. One rehearsal, 4 actors, and 20 coffee cups. Around here, we don't like coffee, we love it. I look forward to my 6th cup as much as my first one. That's because my coffee's High Point decaffeinated. I don't need caffeine, I'm active enough, thank you. But that's just one reason this coffee lover chooses High Point. Oh, that aroma's wonderful. Just look at this deep, rich color. But you know what really matters to coffee lovers? This. Deep and rich. Flavor this good has to be deep brewed into a coffee.
Try High Point, the coffee lover's decaffeinated.
Deep brewed flavor. I think you'll really go for it.
As their space shuttle enters morning orbit, a grungy, pasty film orbits their mouths. They wake to the worst breath of the day.
Morning, guys.
Morning. Colonel? Yeah. Let's both use Scope this morning. Thanks, Bert. Just use mine. It lasts. Precisely. Your breath smells like medicine. That's what lasts.
Well, it works, doesn't it?
Scope works. Leaves your breath minty fresh. Here, try it.
Minty fresh. Feels like it's working.
All the way to Mars and back. Morning, Colonel.
Buzz off, Bert.
Scope fights bad breath. Doesn't give medicine breath.
4 and 6 is 10. Plus 8. Okay, I got that right. 18 and 4, 19, 20, 22, 20.
Poppy, what the hell are you doing?
I'm adding a bunch of numbers.
So you gotta sit there and use your fingers? You are getting to be some space cadet. Here is a little calculator right on your desk.
I know.
So why don't you use it?
Because I'm not gonna let that little thing intimidate me.
Look, it's very simple. You see, you put on the on button over here like that. See the little light goes on? Now, just say hypothetically you want to add 13 and 21. You press 1 and 3 and the plus sign, then 2 and 1 and the equal sign, and you get 55. See?
Wait a minute, 13 and 21 is 34, isn't it?
Yeah, I must have pressed the wrong button. So.
You see, you push the wrong button, you get the wrong answer. My fingers work better than that thing.
All right, don't get smart. Don't you figure it out. It's not that hard. Troy and I are gonna go to have a little dinner. We'll see you later, huh?
Okay, I'm starving myself. What do I do about that?
Tell you the truth, Poppy, you're getting a little fat. Why don't you skip dinner? I'll see you later.
Oh.
Am I disturbing anything?
Damien, this is getting to be a habit. I told you not to come here anymore.
Hey, wait a minute. I just wanted to come by and ask you if you were interested in dinner.
No, that's not a good idea. No, what if...
What if what? Hey, a girl has to stay healthy. I found a nice, quiet, lovely place that I think you will really enjoy. What do you say?
Am I getting fat?
What? No, just in the right places.
You said the right thing. Okay, then, yes.
All right.
Let's go. Just a minute. Who is it?
Hi. Am I interrupting your dinner?
You certainly are.
I'm sorry. I know I should have called.
Naturally, you wouldn't because you know I wouldn't see you or talk to you. It's a lot easier to slam the phone down on somebody than it is to slam a door in their face, isn't it? Calvin, I would just like to eat my dinner in peace.
Dee Dee,
alone.
Please.
Calvin, how much clearer can I make it? I don't want to talk to you.
You've got to. I have never had anything to tell you that's this important.
Calvin, nothing you could say to me could be of the slightest importance.
This is Dee Dee.
Then bring me a note from your wife saying it's all right.
Star is not here. She went back to New York.
So that's it. Well, what happened this time?
May I come in?
You're in.
Dee Dee, Star didn't come home to stay. She came home to tell me something important about the baby.
What, it isn't yours? It isn't yours. I'm sorry.
No, that's why she didn't want to tell me about the pregnancy. The fact of the matter is that our separation just proved that our marriage couldn't take it. We made a mistake. Anyway, she's in love with this guy who directed the play. She's going to have his baby.
I see. So now that you know the baby isn't yours, that changes everything, right?
Yes, of course.
And you think you can just come over here and start all over again with me, just as though nothing had ever happened?
Wait a minute, Didi, you're making it sound like...
Calvin, don't you understand? It's not that simple.
Wait a minute, I never... Look, you're the one who's saying it's simple, like it's some easy snap judgment. It took an awful lot for me to knock on that door, Didi. And I didn't come all the way over here to fight with you.
I didn't ask you to come over here.
You know what I think? I think this is about something else. I mean, this is not just outrage about this situation, is it? Are you mad with me still about what happened between your brother and I?
Oh, wait a second, Calvin. Don't try to confuse the issue with Troy. Troy has nothing to do with this as far as I'm concerned. Although maybe he does as far as you're concerned.
Meaning what?
Well, just maybe you were feeling a little guilty about us. So you thought you could make the break complete by hassling Troy.
Oh, come on, Didi. You know that's not true. I love you.
Well, Calvin, I don't love you. Don't look so injured. That's what you wanted. You told me once that I'd be better off if I stopped loving you. So I have. I have. Just go, Calvin. Please.
Are you gonna let your daughter go without?
I try not to.
Then use a complete toothpaste.
Complete?
New triple protection Aquafresh.
All the cavity-fighting fluoride of the leading paste. All the breath freshener of the leading gel. And gentle cleaners that even remove stained film. Concentrated in one complete toothpaste.
That's complete.
New triple protection Aquafresh. A complete toothpaste.
If you've ever envied kids all the luscious things they can eat, now's your chance to get even with Weight Watchers Chocolate Treat. Smooth and creamy, made chocolatey rich with real cocoa. Chocolate Treat's so good, a kid would just love to sink his teeth into it. But it's made for grown-ups. Weight Watchers Chocolate Treat frozen dessert. It won't just help you look great. It's so luscious, it'll help you get even.
Honey, you gonna get that?
I've got it. Chief Mallory, what are you doing here?
What do you mean? Mr. D.A., you invited me to dinner.
I did? For tonight? Well, in that case, come on in.
Yes, for tonight? How could you forget such a distinguished guest as me?
Right. Your visits here are so rare, how could I forget?
You're incorrigible. Where's your wife?
In the kitchen, slaving over your favorite dish. Not mine, mind you. Yours. Would you like a drink?
I thought you'd never ask. Vodka tonic, okay?
Derek, how lovely to see you here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Don't you look lovely?
How dare you address my wife in that familiar fashion?
She should hear from somebody.
Well, it's wonderful to hear you were in such good spirits. Sit down there.
I noticed that, too. It's great to see you out of the doldrums, my friend.
I suppose I am feeling a bit more human these days.
Then, here's to your good spirits. May they last forever.
And a little longer,
Well, maybe it's because your prediction has come true. That the pain of Jinx's death has finally started to ease. I can talk about my loss without breaking up, and I think I found that work is not the only design for living.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear you say that.
Sounds like you found a sympathetic ear.
You might say that. It's the last ear in the world I thought I'd be bending.
How come?
You're gonna think I'm crazy when I tell you this. I've been talking to Raven.
Raven?
Whitney?
Alexander. She's using her maiden name again. Her recent loss, I think, has prompted her to seek out some comfort from somewhere. And why not pick me? I've had a similar loss just recently.
Yes, I suppose that could give you both some common ground.
Of course, Raven has suffered other losses, too. Her name and her fortune. Not that she didn't deserve it.
I can feel it from you, too, that you think I have taken complete leave of my senses, especially after what experiences I've had with her.
Derek, it's how you feel about her that's important. I mean, if she was helpful to you, well, then by all means, that was fine.
Well, she has been helpful to me. It's been a good experience to visit with her. It's been very helpful talking about it, especially because she was Jinx's victim.
You mean when Jinx was involved in that scam?
Yes. She was very nice about that, too. She made it a point to tell me that she doesn't hold anything against Jinx. Really, this isn't the Raven that I used to know.
Frankly, I've always thought Raven was made of the kind of steel that rarely changes.
All right, then let me assure you both that I'm not about to get involved. I made a vow, never again.
Okay, if you're feeling that sociable, are you going to go to the party at the Whitney house?
Party? Yeah. Am I invited?
I'm sure you will be. Mr. Whitney's throwing a gala party to which we were invited by his housekeeper, Miss Fulton. She mentioned that you were on the guest list, too.
Well, all right. Why not? I love mingling with the upper crust.
I'm bouncing, but my hair gets so dirty and oily, it won't bounce. So I shampoo a lot, but then it can get so dry, fly away, it won't behave. But I discovered Pert. No other leading shampoo has Pert's cleaning conditioner. My hair's not over clean or over conditioned. Bounce! With Pert, it's so clean, it bounces. Bounce and behave. So manageable, it behaves. Whew, that's Pert.
Howdy! What have we here?
A mismatch, Minnie. This new tile's the color my floor's supposed to be, but just look at the difference.
That's 'cause you've got ground-in dirt stuck in these little crevices. You need spick and span. It cleans into crevices and lifts out ground-in dirt that dulls your floor's color.
But is it safe?
For no wax, of course.
I'm a believer, Minnie.
Don't believe me, believe the results you see. Spick and span helps your floor show its true colors.
My mom always says...
A penny saved is a penny earned.
I save with this.
Waste not, want not. Dawn handles more grease for the money.
Are you sure?
Am I your mother? Look, I've washed greasy dishes in an average bargain liquid, and Dawn. See, Dawn handles more grease for the money. Keeps grease away from dishes.
With Dawn, dishes look great. My hands don't feel greasy.
They'd look better with a wedding ring.
Next time, call.
Dawn, handle more grease for your money.
Gavin, why would you try to understand?
Honey, I am trying to. Honestly, I am. But the whole thing seems so far out. This character, Petro, wants you to attend some sort of medieval pageant taking place somewhere near Monticello to celebrate a 300th anniversary. It doesn't mean a thing to you.
It might mean something to them.
Oh, because you're her descendant, the famous martyr of Eden? You're not going to go through this, are you?
I don't know. I'll find out more about what I'm doing when I hear from Petro again.
When you hear from Petro, I hope you never hear from him again. The dumbest thing you could do is trust a crazy man who kidnapped you, held you forcibly for 48 hours, and came close to smuggling you out of the country against your will. Doesn't all that say something to you? It tells me that you're losing your mind.
Gavin, don't be ridiculous.
I want you to stay away from him and everything that has anything to do with Eden.
Oh, and of course, because you tell me to do it, I must do it, right?
Jody, I am not trying to boss you around. I am talking to you as someone who loves you and is very worried about you. Don't you see the difference?
No, I'm not sure I do.
Oh, you're a stubborn kid.
And stop calling me a kid. I've outgrown my dolls, Gavin, and I am quite capable of making my own decisions, and don't you forget it.
Well, hello, folks.
Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Gavin. Why don't you join us?
No, I don't think either of you really need my
No,
company.
please, sit down with us. And give us a chance to change the subject.
You know, this really is a cute place.
Great, I was hoping you'd enjoy it. But you're changing the subject.
What was the subject?
Well, we were talking about this bodyguard who follows Eddie Lorimer around. He's a new guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Why so interested? There's nothing very unusual about a bodyguard.
Well, that depends upon the body.
Well, I read an article about that recently, and it said that all kinds of people use them. Big executives, movie stars, you know, people like that.
Maybe. But you know, gangsters need bodyguards more than anybody else because they have a tendency to make a lot of enemies.
And don't policemen?
That's a good point. I know one thing for sure. I hope I never make an enemy of you, Bobby.
Well, I don't expect I'll ever be your enemy, Damien. But on the other hand, I don't think that it's a good thing to be much more than an acquaintance.
That's a rotten thing to say.
I'm saying it for your own good. Look, you know that I like you. I mean, I've never tried very successfully to hide that. You and me, it's just no good. You want me to be something that I'm not, that I can't ever be.
Wait a minute, what are you trying to tell me anyway?
The same thing that I've been saying ever since...
Hey there, partner. Oh, what a surprise.
Loomis.
I thought I was the only one on the force who knew where this place was.
Yeah. Now, Lieutenant Loomis, I'd like to introduce you to Miss Poppy Johnson.
How do you do, I'm sure.
Yes, a pleasure, Miss Johnson. Well, Tyler, obviously your good taste is not restricted to restaurants.
Well, thank you. You dine here often, Loomis?
Every chance I get. Well, I'll leave you folks to it. A pleasure, Miss Johnson.
Likewise.
See you later, Tyler.
Yeah, it's been great. Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Come on, you don't have to hedge around with me. What's going on?
Damien, that guy Loomis, he...
What?
I just don't like him much. As a matter of fact, I don't like him a lot.
Why, because of that remark he made about you? Hey, come on, it's true. I am doing really well for myself. Look, that was just a little male vanity coming out.
Whatever. There's something sneaky about that guy. I got bad vibes, and I'm never wrong. I think you ought to keep your distance from him.
I'm afraid that's not possible. Loomis and I are, well, we're working on a little project together at headquarters.
This table all right, Mr. Lorman?
Yeah, it's fine. It's my favorite table. So, how's it going, Sweet Tooth?
Fine, just fine. Business is real good.
I wasn't exactly talking about business. I was thinking more of the personal side.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You know, I've been meaning to ask you a very, very important question.
Ask.
Are you married, engaged, or sharing a bungalow with somebody, maybe?
At one time or another, all three.
And what about now?
Why do you want to know?
Well, tell you the truth. See, I've been thinking it would be a terrific idea if one night you and I got together, went to one of my famous little French restaurants. This way you can get a real good idea of just how good your food is over here.
I already know. Can I get you gentlemen a drink?
Yeah, I'll take the usual.
Usual what?
Bourbon.
Maybe two.
2 bourbons.
You got it.
That's the man. What are you worried about? The guy's absolutely harmless. Forget about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, but he makes me nervous just being here. What about the gun rap?
Hey, don't worry about that. I told you, I got a hot-shot lawyer. He can take care of everything. This guy's got more connections than the Alaskan pipeline. Will you just relax?
Yeah, but my sister's a hot shot. The court says she can't defend me.
You don't want to use her. Forget about her already, will you? Where's my cigarettes? I forgot my cigarettes in the car. I forgot my...
No, look, I'll get them for you. Not glad to.
All right, thanks a lot, kid. I appreciate it.
Well, if it isn't the fuzz. And how are you, Mr. Stoner?
Just fine, Mr. Bannister. Seems to me you aren't being very selective about your dinner companions, are you?
You know, I can handle it. Oh, yeah, and an officer. You know, I understand that you're married. How's your wife?
Listen to me, you mind your manners, kid, especially when it comes to talking with your betters.
Excuse me?
Now, what do we do when someone wants to pass us? We blow them off the road. Before we start, we turn on the radio.
Now, turn at the corner.
Let go of the wheel.
Even if you can't hold up, your hair will with Final Net.
in concentrated pump or new aerosol. The only aerosol with Final Net's all-day hold. Final Net holds up longer than you do.
Hey, you teach?
When the pain starts here, the pain stops here. With the buffered extra strength relief you'll find in extra strength Bufferin. 1,000 milligrams of strong aspirin, the strongest dosage you can buy, combined with special protection against aspirin stomach upset. Anacin and Bayer don't give protection. Regular Tylenol's not as strong and can't give aspirin doctors prefer, but extra strength Bufferin does. The pain stops here with extra strength Bufferin in tablets and capsules.
On Ryan's Hope, a welcome home party is thrown for Amanda. And when Patrick shows interest in the hostess, Kim pulls out all the stops to steal the spotlight. Ryan's Hope. Weekdays.
Hold it, Troy.
Hey.
I want to talk to you about what you got under your coat.
Yeah, do you have a piece of paper known as a search warrant?
Look, I pulled you in once already for carrying concealed weapon. And now I find you in violation again. I'm trying to be nice about this, at least for your sister's sake. So I won't arrest you if you just give me the piece, all right?
Why don't you take it from me? Come on.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
What happened to your friend?
I don't know. I sent him out to the parking lot to get something out of the car. He ain't back yet. And I think I better go and check and see what's going on. Excuse me a second, will you?
Sure. Come on, wake up.
Hey, what is going on here? What is this all about?
I was trying to get that gun.
What the hell are you talking about? What gun?
Mustard lovers love French's, the one and only sunshine mustard.
Look at me. I'm thinner. You can tell just by looking at me. All over.
Linda Beck has lost weight with maximum strength control. The controlled diet plan works, and with no stimulant.
With control, I'm not eating as much, and I'm definitely losing weight. And it doesn't have any stimulants.
Control contains no caffeine, only the strongest, most effective appetite suppressant available without prescription.
The proof is not on the scale. It's looking at me.
Want to lose weight without stimulant? Take maximum strength control.
This is David Hartman. Tomorrow reports from Lebanon. More of our unemployment series, plus Julia Child. Friday, Dom DeLuise on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow, Mork won't take it lying down when Mindy stands up for her rights and winds up in jail. Then Kip and Henry recall their crazy college escapades on Bosom Buddies. After the mayor demands police action on the 12th...
Magic that only Ed Sullivan can bring. The great American tradition lives on as John Viner hosts the best of Sullivan.
The People's Court today at 4:30.